Michael, how important was Tuesday night to just end that losing run and get back to the feeling of winning again?
Well, I'm not sure it's a losing run, losing 2 games, but it was a good feeling. It's always a good feeling in the dressing room after a penalty shootout. It's because there is, whether players mask it or not, whether they think, oh, it was only the checker trade, there was no one there. No one wants to be the one that misses that penalty. So there's a little bit of relief amongst the, I'm not sure euphoria is the word, but it was a good feeling in the dressing room afterwards.
And you've always said after a win, or even before a win, get one win, back it up with another win. Presumably that's the task again now.
Yeah, well, obviously it was a win, it was a draw, 90-minute result, but there's another team in the top 6. They made a few changes, we made a few changes, so I was pleased with the second half. I showed pleased with the resilience in the second half. We were okay first half, but I thought we used the ball really well second half and hurt them in many ways, but yeah, it's always on to the next one.
And you're up against a team who, unlike quite a few of your opponents recently who've been towards the top end of the division, are a little bit closer to yourselves. How much does that change things? I know you'll say it's always about you, but does it just change the mood of the game a little bit, if you like? No,
not from us. We know that if we beat them, we get closer to them, but flip that on its head, if they beat us, the gap gets wider. So we've played a lot of teams at the top end of the table, so the next run of games are important because they are against teams in and around us.
And Grimsby, their results seem to be improving of late. Is that sort of how you assess them?
I think we know what we're going to get for them. They get in your face, they press high, got good energies, similar to Newport in the way they go about, different shape, but the way they go about the business, it's so we know what we'll be expecting from them.
And the way that they have sort of pulled away in recent weeks and got those results, is that something actually that you can use as an example of the sort of direction you want to be heading in?
I'm not really interested in any other team, what direction they're going, upwards, downwards, sideways. There's only one way we want to be going, there's only one way we can go really. Because if we do go the other way, we know what's going to happen. So 7 points from 4 games in the league recently since this change of shape. So if we can keep building on that momentum, that's the key.
And we've just spoken to Jacob Maddox. He says he's feeling fine and fit and raring to go. How important is he to that shape working?
Well, he's important. Jacob's a good player. I think Clem went in there last week and did a very good job. Someone told me that the Newport game was the best it's been at home this season. Well, Jacob didn't play in that. So Jacob's a good player. He's at Chelsea for a reason. So he is important to us, but he can't be the be-all and the end-all. It's a team mentality. It can't be about one person. So yes, he makes us better. Yes, he's a good player, but he's saying he's fit. If he's fit, we'll wait and see.
We're into December now, so less than a month before the January transfer window opens. Are you able to sort of use that and to say to players, look, keep giving me more because I've got decisions to make about what I do in January?
I shouldn't need to tell the players that January's coming. It's a very busy time at the minute. Phone's pretty much glued to my ear, so yes, we're looking at certain different things, but the players shouldn't need the pressure of January to be coming. They should be worried about where they are in the league and delivering better performances, which they have done recently, and we'll be asking them to keep building and growing from there.
In your mind, is it still open though for decisions? The sort of the keeps, the maybes, and the not really sures.
It's never clear in football. You never know who's available, who's not available, injury, form. Yes, you have in your mind's eye of the squad matrix that you want, but there's many factors into that. There's whether there's money available, how much people want, whether people, like I said, are injured. Someone might come in the team and rip it up, and you go, right, I'm going to have to rethink that one. So, and that's happened already in the 2 months that I've been here.
That sort of evolving process. Has anyone who came in on Tuesday sort of put a seed in your mind and think, yeah, they're in, sort of further up my plans for Saturday?
I'm not going to tell you who or what, but people made impressions, good and bad. It's the same as any 90 minutes. Not everyone's going to play well, but it doesn't mean you can't affect the team or the performance because there's other things that you can do within the game. So, yes, basically.
Good. Injuries, how's the squad?
I think, as far as I know, you just told me that Jacob said he's fit, so we think Jacob will be we hope Jacob would be okay. Ryan Broom was a protection, so we'll have to see where he is. Other than that, I think it's just Dawson Longy.